Welcome back. I'm Erica Fernandez, and I'm joined here this morning by Jeffrey Mindock, who is the artistic director at Thunder Bay Theater. Jeffrey, thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me again.
So I had a chance to see Dial M for Murder this weekend. A few of my friends and I went, and it's fantastic.
Well,
and I have to say congratulations on a great opening weekend. But tell me, and for people watching at home, how did the first weekend go for you guys?
Well, it was good. It was good. Audiences really seemed to like the play. We had a lot of Hitchcock fans in the audience, which is always fun. That's one of the reasons that you do a show like Dial M for Murder, is to bring in those folks that are familiar with the story. With Halloween and everything, numbers are a little bit low, but we're looking forward to another 2 great weeks. And once word of mouth spreads in this town, it always works like clockwork. Everybody starts showing up and the phones are off the hook.
Oh, well, that's really great news for you guys.
Yeah.
So with a lot of Alfred Hitchcock fans in the audience, like you said, was that a little bit more pressure on the actors?
On the actors, not on me. On the actors. They had to, go back and look over the scripts again and make sure that they were putting all the plot points together. But as we were talking about before in the office, this is such a wordy play that there's so much going on and there's so much to remember that I even had some of my Hitchcock fans saying, I didn't even know if they went off book. It was great.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of what is the word that I'm looking for? That is a credit to the actors that they're able to keep the audience so engaged that they don't know. And
and there's a lot of lengthy, monologues included in the show as well for those who haven't had a chance to see it. So it was really impressive to see that these actors maintained those long conversations and were able to just stay on cue every single time. So that was really impressive.
Part of the job, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So what was some of other reactions from the patrons or anybody else in the audience?
Sure. So one of the things that is different about our show than I would say the movie is, just the energy in the room. Obviously, when you're doing a play in front of a group of people, it's not going to be the same as watching Grace Kelly and Ray Milland on screen. And some of our audience members have commented on that, and some of them really appreciate, the new energy and the new feels and the different things that they see in the play that they didn't maybe see in the movie.
Okay.
And then, you also have some folks who are, I wanted to see, Grace Kelly reaching for the scissors. And that kind of a thing. But, that's the whole point of live theater, especially in a community like this, is to get people talking about the arts, get people talking about, what they like, what they didn't like, and just have a conversation about theater.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could definitely see, like we talked about, the lighting and the suspense and everything like that really played a huge part in the fact that it was like a murder mystery type thing, which was great. And there were some comedic parts in the play as well that we caught ourselves laughing at.
Well, good.
But is there anything else special or exciting happening this week for you guys?
Sure. Well, Thursday night, right after the show, it is one of our Talkback Thursdays.
Okay.
And for anybody who hasn't been to a Talkback Thursday before, what happens is right after the performance, literally 5 minutes, myself, the cast and crew will come back out on stage and talk about what everybody just saw.
Okay.
And, kind of talk about the concept and the lights and the sound and, the differences between the movie and the stage play. So that is totally free to all of our patrons. And it's one of those things that, I like to do to try and, like I said, give back to the community, create the conversation about the art. It's a chance to ask the actors where they're from, how they got here, and just get to know a little bit more about what's going on at Thunder Bay Theater and how we make the magic happen.
Right, and like you said earlier, these are actors that are coming in from all over, so it's not just volunteers in the community. So
absolutely.
It gives, so that event will give them a little bit of opportunity to get to know them.
Exactly, to find out what it means to have a day job that is performing on stage and building sets and being an actor.
Great, yeah.
It's not just Tom Cruise.
Not
in Hollywood.
Quite.
There's also actors in Alpena who are, making this their living and working towards, a bigger goal of getting to, work at bigger theaters or eventually, get to New York City or even Chicago.
Absolutely.
And I think that's really important for people to understand and realize. And it's cool, that we have that ability to bring those people to Alpena and to appreciate their work.
Of course. And so I know that the next production that you guys are actually working on is Grease.
Yes.
So how's that going?
It's going very, very well. Last night we had our first rehearsal at the high school, at the theater.
Okay.
They've been working at the high school for a month, and right before that we also are asking the students to be much more involved in the technical process, whether it be building sets, building costumes, pulling props, and all those things.
Okay.
So yesterday was like our first full day of getting the high schoolers involved at Thunder Bay Theater, and it was great. There's such a good energy from the high school students. It's kind of a revitalizing moment for all of us after we're tired of just, getting through Dial M for Murder, and it's getting into that cold winter month. They have such a great energy, and they're so excited because, number one, it's their big musical for the school year, and it's Grease.
Right.
So, we're finding that balance between, paying homage to the movie and creating characters that are unique to ourselves, and all the music is so much fun. I mean, we're all sitting there tapping our toes and bobbing our heads.
I can't talk good things enough about Dial for Murder, so if you haven't had a chance to go and see it, go see it this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, Jeffy, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.